Started off playing cricket at the age of 6 when I saw India going to the final of the ICC Cricket World Cup in 2003. For me, watching Ganguly take that side all the way to the final was a fantastic motivation for me to start playing the game, you know, being Indian. And then I caught the bug instantly, and I just loved playing cricket. And I loved going outside and playing with my friends, playing with my dad. I then decided to join the Hong Kong Cricket Club youth program, and I really started getting, you know, proper training and stuff like that, and then moved on into the national age group stuff in 2010 with the Hong Kong under-16s, and then, you know, 2 years after that made my debut for the Hong Kong national side in 2012. And that same year went off to the UK and really started developing my cricket there under Middlesex. Yeah, playing for Hong Kong was amazing. It's provided me with so many opportunities over the years. You know, I've got to play in 2 global qualifiers. I've got to play in an ICC T20 World Cup. You know, I've got to play in the Asia Cup. So, you know, all these memories, you know, were fantastic. You know, it's really given me a platform in which I could push on. And I really do have fond memories playing for Hong Kong. Yeah, I mean, the experience was amazing playing against India. You know, it was such a close game, and unfortunately we were on the losing end of it, but it definitely is a game that will stay long in the memory. You know, to score runs against the best white ball nation in the world really does mean a lot, and to get that close as well as captaining the side was even more special. You know, sharing the field with some of the greats of the game, you know, not just in Indian cricket but in world cricket, was truly an honor and a privilege. And you know, hopefully I can play at that level more in the future. Yeah, things are shaping up well. I'm just over 4 months away from qualifying officially as an Indian domestic player. After those 4 months, I'll be able to play List A, First Class and T20 cricket locally as an Indian player, and yeah, everything is shaping up very nicely, and I'm looking forward to hit the ground running. Yeah, Vidarbha is on top of my list. You know, I've spoken to Prashant Vedya quite a lot, and you know, he's really been key in trying to get me across to India and playing, and you know, the support that they've showed me has been tremendous, and you know, I really can't wait to qualify and represent them in the future. My all-time role model in cricket would probably be Kumar Sangakkara. The way he conducts himself on and off the field is really an inspiration for all youngsters. And you know, his record speaks for himself. You know, I've had the privilege of playing with him and sharing a dressing room with him, and you know, he's just a fantastic human being and an even better cricketer. So so I'd probably look up to him the most. Look, I think they're both tremendous captains. You know, they both have different styles, very contrasting styles. You know, MS Dhoni is probably one of the greatest thinkers of the game, probably in history. And the way he strategizes and uses the players that he has at his disposal is you know, wins you matches and wins you tournaments, and it really is, you know, he's a calming influence on a side. Whereas Virat Kohli, you know, really, I feel, does bring out the best in players, and he really motivates the youngsters to perform at their maximum peak. And he's, you know, he is a very aggressive character, you know, which is what you need in captains sometimes. So I think, to be honest, I'd love to play under either of them, because, you know, it would be such a great honor. think India definitely have the team to win the T20 World Cup. You know, I think they've had the best side going into tournaments normally, and they're probably the most consistent. You know, it is one of those things where anything can happen. You know, in a pressure situation. I think just because you have a better team, that doesn't necessarily mean that in a pressure situation you would handle it the best. And I think in big tournaments, you know, like the T20 World Cup, you know, that's where you know, the big players have to step up. You know, the likes of the Kohlis, the Rohit Sharmas, the Bumrahs. I think if India do that, then, you know, there is no stopping them, because you know, they are probably the most ruthless team going into any tournament. Really, it's just a case of how they handle themselves mentally on the big stage, and they definitely are capable of it. You know, we've seen them do that in their own backyard back in 2011, and you know, they've probably performed the most consistently out of all international sides over the last decade. So they definitely have the recipe for success. It's just you know, handling on the big stage will be the key determining factor. I think you know, they're all role models. You know, they've all started from pretty humble backgrounds and gone on to succeed on the biggest stage. But for me, probably the most inspirational player right now would probably be the skipper, Virat Kohli. I think he leads the side from the front, and he leads by example. You know, he's the fittest player in the Indian side, probably in the world, and you know, that's the reason why he's scoring. You know, he's scored 60 or 70 hundreds already, and he's only what, 32. So I think he's a fantastic player, fantastic leader. And you know, if Kohli doesn't score 100, then that's a disappointment. And I think that shows a lot about his character and the example that he set on himself and for the Indian team. And that is truly inspirational. A message to all cricket fans: stay fit, stay healthy, stay safe. Times like this are tough and will test our character, but you know, if each of us do our parts, then I'm sure we'll be back on the street soon playing the game that we love. Thanks, guys.